I feel like there is some level of insecurity with Stephen A. Smith. But at least when it pertains to what KD said, I think ESPN and social media, I'm gonna be honest, is just a bigger culprit here. We want content every day, every hour, every second, and Stephen A. Smith is tasked to provide a lot of that content for ESPN. So he's gonna have bad takes a lot now because of how much they overuse him. So, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, and then you'll get a comment like this kind of where then he's the birth man of other platforms. It's just like he can't win. He can't win if he goes off the face of content for like a week. Now it's like, where's Stephen A? Where's Stephen A? You even see it on YouTube, right? Where if you don't upload in 2 days, people lose.
Yeah.
So it up, and I understand his insecurity, but at the same time, some of the he says is just like, oh wow. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that if I had to talk about sports every goddamn day.
To be honest with you, the conversations he has, though, is like they happen. It's just he has a platform, so it's I wouldn't.
Yeah, it like all.
There's a bunch of producers behind the scenes setting up every segment, what questions to ask, and they just sit there and answer it. Like he probably has input to what some segments are, but at the end of the day, there's producers in the back and on that shit. So.
And all of us would agree. People don't know what kind of content they want anyway. You would think nobody would give a about that. What was y'all saying? Draymond and Jaylen Brown? Yeah, you would think nobody gives about that, but then if that was on television, people are pissed. so it's like what the like he can't win. He can't win. So
my only thing is like, and I actually think that they are fearful. Stephen A. and Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. I remember when like people stopped doing interviews and stuff like that, and like the Jackie McMullins and shit, the people of that nature, they started to get real offended. And I can see that now with what's going on in today's day and age, where they're not only not talking to you, they're up and starting different platforms without you completely. I think that the only reason that they still go on there is to push their own shit. Like, I think JJ is on there to push his own podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, they got real lucky that JJ didn't use this to just, like, and granted, he still uploads on his podcast, but if JJ was either A, plugging his podcast crazy, or B, was just a temporary guy there and went right back to the podcast, that could have been bad.
But I think he goes on there. I think he goes on there, not in again, I don't think it in a malicious way. He goes on there, hey, I'm going to come over here, dunk on you real quick. And then you're going to be, oh, shit, I want to hear more JJ Redick. He's dunking on these guys. He's making more sense. He knows basketball. And now you're turning to his podcast, the Pivot Podcast, what's it called? The I Am Athlete, the Knuckleheads Podcast. You're turning to all these things as opposed to, oh, well, let me hear what Skip Bayless has to say, or Stephen A. has to say, Shannon Sharp has to say. Who are them niggas on Fox for football? Michael Strahan and
Nick
Tony, not Tony Kornheiser. No. I'm talking about the ones that do the Sunday football games. I'm drawing super blanks.
Irvin still do it?
Yeah,
Michael Irvin. No, he's on. I thought it was on CBS.
Is he?
With Joe
I
Brown.
don't know.
They move around a lot.
Who are them the old white quarterbacks that are on Fox?
John Elway?
It's not John Elway. It's not.
I'm surprised these names are even coming up.
Sit this one out. Sit the football.
I'm trying.
Elway's an owner.
Yeah. Sit that one out. Sit that one out.
I know what you're talking about too.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Wait, Terry Bradshaw.
Terry Bradshaw, Terry Bradshaw, and them old
There we go.
Terry Bradshaw,
Terry Bradshaw,
Jimmy Johnson,
tip of my tongue.
Yeah, get them old guys pushing that in there. Like get those guys out of there, bro. Like it's time. Yeah, let me get the rest of these in here. Chris says, as a person who used to defend KD somewhat for his move, he makes me hate him more and more every day. Anyways. Omar, is Low really your brother? I don't even know how you got that from what we just saw from Kevin Durant. I thought KD was like speaking out on them. They do make it worse. They truly do make basketball discourse worse. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
half of it's not their fault, but the other half, yeah, because
I guess
you have a responsibility. you have a responsibility on what you put out there, kind of like how us, if like the one thing, and I was gonna bring it up off air for Souls and Sage especially. Word to the dog. See, that's how I know I'm spitting. But like for us, for our podcast, but especially on Souls and Sage, whenever we have a clip, I don't know if y'all check the short comments, but a lot of times things without explanation, people will take and they just run with saying we don't know this or we're talking about some bullshit there. And it's
check
just
the
like
shorts comments.
I do, and you shouldn't.
Get a job. Get a job.
And that's what I'm saying. You really should. It's my job. You should not check them because that's where, like, I'd have to imagine Stephen A. and Skip dealing with their 2-hour show and getting a 6-minute video put out, and that 6-minute video is fucking their whole take up and shit. So.
I think the thing to combat that though is like Skip Bayless and Stephen A. have self-admitted like, yo, we're really in control of our shows. I think Stephen A. was recently on the Pivot podcast. He was like, yo, we have the liberty to take what's supposed to be 10-minute segment and make it a 56-minute segment if it's getting enough conversation. So they can get their points off. Us on this podcast, I be telling people that us on this podcast, it will have to be a 3-hour podcast in order for us to really get it off. We don't have that time. In a shorts is 60 seconds maybe. You don't have all that time. And they can make it that much time. They can make it that much time, and then Stephen A. can get his black ass up, go to his radio show, talk about the same shit, and then get his black ass up, and then go watch NBA on ESPN and say the same stuff. I'm not trying to hear that he don't got time to get a real point across. I don't want to hear
that. I'll say that's a fair point. Then again, media perception, we already know how shit goes. You could explain it 5 times. Someone hear you say it wrong the first time, they jump on it anyway. But I'd say the other reason I say it's not all their fault is because they're not responsible for what other people will say based off of their takes. So let's say you think Stephen A. spitting today and you have like 1 million subs on YouTube. You make up your own video. And it's basically air horning with Stephen A. Even you play a clip of Stephen A. Now you're making Stephen A. look like something. Now you're making Stephen A.'s message echo even further out. And it's just like, I'm not responsible for that nigga basically interpreting what I said, maybe slightly differently or some shit like that. Like, I just feel it's a lot of responsibility to say they ruined it. I think NBA media in general and NBA fans in general just don't know what they want more so than those 3 solo squatting. But
this nigga, Sage want to be Stephen A. That's what
I don't. I used to. I don't. I kind of like this YouTube thing.
Yes, Chris, I am Lowe's brother. By blood, no crip shit. Blood brother, same mom, same dad. Because I know, people think that about us, blacks. Anyway, Nico says, I'm still waiting for a basketball YouTuber to get on First Take and debate Stephen A. Hopefully, someone like Rusty or Low.
They never.
Yeah, when Max left, didn't they have like some contest or like message us?
Yeah.
It was very.
Did anyone ever like come on? That was normal.
They had
some people come on, but it was very intentional. A content creator wouldn't get picked on there, and rightfully so.
They're gonna get Mike Krzimba every time.
I'm dead, but they were like literally they would never risk a content creator getting on there and shutting them up. They never.
I did see this week the NBA account was holding some spaces with Korzemba was one of them, and
I did see that.
Ben Taylor, LG 35. Okay.
Shout out to them.
I never ever bring this up. Let me say to that, it is getting better though, because they let the Dunked On guys call games on League Pass, so it's getting some traction. I don't know. We don't bring up 199 once. I have to bring this one up. How many years after graduate are you allowed to go to high school parties? Now, you didn't graduate with this type of typing. You did not.
No way,
graduate.
bro.
But
1 year max. After that, nigga,
a semester. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
a semester.
It's what
If you haven't adapted to college culture and have your own friend group by your second semester, nah.
Yeah, are y'all talking about strictly somebody in college?
If you're out of high school,
if you're out of high school in general, but me personally, I've been to a high school party and a college party, and I'm not trying to sound like a frat boy or no shit like that, but it is.
There's levels to these bezels.
It's a difference, and you can see it 5 seconds walking in, and if you're telling me that you're like, I want to see some high school jump versus,
Nah, yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, mind you, one semester is already pushing it. So
hella pushing it.
move
Truly,
on.
after you graduate, that summer, that like you graduate high school or whatever, you can go to those parties or whatever. After that, bro,
you're an adult party. You're 18, buddy. Like,
come on,
you're
Pops.
adult. Go to the club, bro.
Pops.
I'm saying you can literally go to the club now. Have fun.
Roots and Senate says Broncos all the way.
We did bring up quarterbacks. I'm not even mad at that.
And that's that. Let me see something. Is somebody in the chat? Okay, nobody in the chat is caping for that. Hey, Q&A is down there.
Pinned in the comments.
In the comments. Let's bring some of these people up. Yo, what up, Muppet?
Like, is it a villager? You're like a Minecraft villager. What's a good game?
Yo.
Focus looking like a goldfish.
Dinkelberg.
Thanks a lot, Omar. Thanks a lot for that. Did y'all see the Omar video?
I'm sorry.
Dr. Umar, when he was at the Chipotle with that white woman.
That one?
Yeah. Apparently,
I haven't personally.
Apparently, people are making a big fuss about it since Omar, is a big advocate for the black community. Why is that laughing, bro?
Why you keep almost saying Omar though? I don't like that you're almost saying Omar.
I said Omar.
It sounds like you're saying Omar.
I said Umar.
Some said Urkel
Umar. It's like he moaning your name. It's like Omar.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I said Omar. Thinking nasty nigga.
I think it's crazy because Umar can talk to white folks. I don't know. That's can he not?
I mean,
all right, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Now I'm paying attention. What the fuck are y'all talking about?
I don't even know the video y'all are referencing.
Yeah.
It's some video of him talking to a white girl, and apparently people were like, "Oh, he got caught." Apparently, but
he can't talk to a white girl.
Exactly. It was like, "Oh, he's a big advocate for the black community," but as soon as he get caught talking to someone outside his race, now people all of a sudden are coming at him with his own.
I don't think Omar has an opinion on this. I don't know. He's not really answering.
He doesn't.
I was saying,
no.
He can talk to white people. I don't think it's that.
That's all I wanted to say.
It's Aubrey.
Bye, Stefan.
So that one fun.
Yo.
Oh my god.
What up?
Yo, where's KB? Hold on. Before you speak. Yo, KB, I need you to get up here, bro. We need some answers.
I'm sorry.
We need to know who the real Canadian is in the community.
It's Parker. Forgot about Parker.
Oh yeah, Parker is. Oh, never mind. KB not even.
He's not even top 3.
Damn. Drake is in there too. Go ahead. Ask your question.
First off, Dom, thanks for not changing up on the Warriors on 5, man. A lot of people have been changing that up lately, and ESPN coming out with the 14% for the Warriors.
That's literally a stat. That's a stat, bro.
I remember you saying, "Hey, when the Celtics are favorites, things end up going wrong." So you said those words. I remember that as well.
That's literally one stat from one source that has
I know.
The Celtics,
but still, like, it's still something that like really that low. Anyways, the question that I have is, I remember hearing from Sage that he does not care for defensive rating. I personally don't care either. But how much validity do you guys give it? Because it is still a stat. I'm going. It's the first question to like another one.
I feel like I'm a all stats matter kind of guy. You just got to use them in the right context.
What's that? Okay. What's that you talking about?
Defensive rating.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Nah.
See, I figured he'd have that answer to it.
My stat is does he have that dog in him?
Right. The reason that I say that is because a lot of people do talk about Curry being weak defensively. But the defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, had a defensive rating of 107. Curry finished with 108. And like he's gotten better defensively, and even in these playoffs, Curry, outside the 8 foot from the rim, he's kept a 33% field goal percentage on his opponents. And if you take into account inside the paint, where obviously he lacks because he allowed 56%. In total, he let his opponents average 39%. So the reason that I point these stuff out is because a lot of people, like, for example, when the reporter said that when he asked Curry as a two-way player, and like everyone was surprised to hear that. Curry has become that, in my opinion, now. He's gotten better at defending.
A two-way player?
Two-way is a reach.
Really?
He's an average defender. That's a good day for him.
Yeah,
people, they attack him, and he keeps, and they've attacked him during the playoffs, and he's kept them under 40%.
Two-way is a reach. Two-way is an insane reach, bro. But he's cool on defense. I don't think anybody thinks that he's just a chair anymore.
Yeah, he's not a chair. He's not Trae Young level. He's not John Morant level.
Damn.
But two-way is. I thought you weren't a Trae Young fan.
I'm just saying the Hawks not in the
playoffs. I say 7-7, right?
I'm just saying 7-7 on my body.
Most of it comes from him being a solid team defender. Like as a team defender, he's solid for sure.
Right.
Can I get that? Right.
He can't. Yeah. We saying that. We're agreeing with you. He just can't be two-way.
Dom can't hide, bro. Dom can't hide it.
Stop looking at that chat, bro. Stop looking at that
better, dog. You gotta learn how to hide that.
Abner, I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, bro.